Same time. There we go. Patch notes review. Patch 7.27b. Let's see. The following items can no longer be disassembled. Abyssal. Wait, you could disassemble Abyssal Blade. I did not know that. Mjolnir. Did not know that. Silver Edge. Did not know that. Solar Crest. Did not know that. I honestly did not know that you could disassemble any of those, seeming they all have recipes. Okay. Let's get rid of that for now. Actually, I can do it like this. There we go. Echo Saber can now be disassembled. Okay. Can now be applied on invulnerable units. Okay. Slight buff. MKB, of course, getting nerfed heavier. And Orchid getting nerfed a little bit more, but the Hand of Midas getting buffed. Okay. Interesting choice. I mean, we did see a little bit of I mean, God King Shizzle, for instance, from China is going to be massively happy with that change. So, Link, how you doing? Just doing a quick patch notes review stream. Let's see, Abaddon. Base health regen increased. I mean, Abaddon barely gets any playtime anyway, so it's good. Miscoil cast range increased, talents increased. Okay, so just an all-around buff. Alchemist Unstable Concoction radius increase. Okay, so bigger AoE stuns. Unstable Concoction. So they're making the magic damage build Alchemist a little bit better again. It's been a while since I've seen anyone. No, it was mainly still the physical damage Alchemist that reigned supreme. Well, who cares about Ancient Apparition anyway? Chilling Touch attack range increase. Whoop-de-fricking do. Sup, Fred Stronghand? Anti-mage gain reduced. Yes, nerf that bastard. Got it too many times in my... Okay, so small nerfs, not that... I mean, 0.2, that means if he levels 20 times, he gets like 4 agility less. Let's say 5 agility less at max level. Well, no, actually... 6 agility less is at max level. It's not the end of the world. But all the little changes help. Base armor increased by 1. Fuck yeah, best buff you can get. Agility has been buffed on the Arc Warden as well. Okay, Arc Warden's getting some duration reduced. So you can't stack as many, but that's still really long. Level 10 talent to Flux cast range. Okay. 30 attack speed to 200 health. Oh, they swapped them around. Cooldown reduction at level 15 or 50 attack speed. Okay. Yet another sleepless night in the home in the south. It happens, bruh. I'm all the way up north. Culling Blade kill threshold increased from 2. Oh, that's pretty nice. Slight buff in the later portions of the game, of course, because everyone has like 5k or 4k HP or something. Attack speed talent at level 10. On Axe, change from attack speed to attacking procs counter helix. Culling Blade threshold. Oh, so you could have a 600 HP Culling Blade threshold at level 20. That's actually pretty interesting. Attacking proc counter helix as well, pretty doable now with the attack speed at level 10, because level 25 it felt level 20 it felt like a little bit overzealous. Okay, so you might actually see a slightly different build on Axe. Well, maybe the item build not, but the talent build. Just get the attack speed talent plus attack proc counter helix. I mean, most of the time they'll still... Well, no, I think you'll go for the attacking procs counter helix instead of the mana regen, maybe. Mana regen's pretty good, though. You could play some interesting builds with this axe now at earlier levels. I hope I'm not gonna see the massive attack speed item build-ups on axe in the very near future, because that's gonna be terrifying. Base attribute reduced from 23 to 22. Okay, brain sap mana cost increased. Wait. Okay. I mean, it's pretty expensive at low level. Yes, it's very good. It's 100 damage, pure damage. Oh no, it's now magical. Sorry, forgot. And that also heals you for 100. So in that regard, it does make a little bit sense. Don't really think that the hero got played enough, honestly, to warrant such a nerf. Batrider agility gain increased from 1.5 to 1.8. Sticky napalm. Okay, yeah, like, I mean, it's an slash care. Sticky napalm turn rate slow reduced. That, I'm so happy about this. This is like one of the, so far the best change I've seen. And because of one thing, well, the turn rate's just terrible. Level 1 turn rate, and you can barely ever run away from a Batrider. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, it should not be the case. Flaming Lasso Scepter secondary target range increase. Okay, so now you have more use of getting the the lasso connection. Talent 15 talent change from 2 seconds flame break burn duration to +5 sticky napalm damage. Which is normally okay, so you'd probably have max level sticky napalm at that point anyway, so it would be a 20% increase at for level 15 talent. Level 25 talent increase from -8% flame break cooldown to -6. So they nerfed and buffed Batrider simultaneously. I'm pretty like this definitely needed to happen. This was broken. This should not have been the case. But besides that, you know, I don't like seeing Batrider more often in my games. Call of the Wild Boar mana cost increased. Yes, nerf Beastmaster. Well, Axe's mana cost reduced, and Hawk cooldown to Hawk Vision. That's a lot of Hawk Vision. From 400 HP to 400. You go for the boar damage most of the time anyways. So they actually buffed him except for Call of the Wild Boar at lower levels. Well, at every level. It's not really that big of a nerf either. I think that the 200 Hawk Vision is actually a lot. What the hell happened to Bloodseeker? Okay, here we're gonna get into some interesting stuff. Intelligence increased. That's a lot of int gain added. Blood Rage has been reworked. Increase your attack speed. What was it? Increase your attack speed by 50 and your spell amplification by 6. Drains 2.5 max HP per second. Self or ally hero cost. Provides half attack speed for allies. Lasts 8 seconds. Cooldown. Mana cost. Not lethal. But can now be cast without interrupting movement. So this is actually like full on blind before your eyes mode and rush down the enemy. Thirst no longer grants attack speed. Thirst now grants 15% of max health as a heal for creep kill. Wait, they swapped the Blood Rage and Thirst around? What? He now has it passively, the life steal thing? With the okay, grants half healing if you're within of a dying enemy, creep, or hero. Oh, okay. So this is just like Bloodseeker Central right now. Bloodseeker's gonna be in. I really want to play the new Bloodseeker. He's definitely gonna get nerfed. I mean, yeah, the HP drain is pretty big, but You get spell amplification, 24% spell amplification. Add, you know, let's say Radiance or something on him or whatever, Maelstrom. Get those procs going. You'll clean up creep waves while you're flying through, and thanks to the thirst, you'll be able to drink up all that juicy health. Bloodseeker can be a massive powerhouse, right? I think Shad will be pretty happy because he liked playing Bloodseeker. Bounty Hunter, base mana regen increased. Oh, you actually didn't have base mana regen? Did not know that. I'm still at the B, by the way. This is a big ass patch. Base mana regen increase. Okay, damage spread reduced. Okay, attack mana cost. Track mana cost reduction. Okay, so still a shitty hero. Good to know. Brewmaster. Thunderclap no longer has a separate value for creeps. It did? I mean, no, it doesn't matter anymore that I knew that. Mana cost reduced at lower levels. Damage rescaled to make it weaker at lower levels, but slightly stronger at higher levels. And the brew backswing animation time reduced. I don't even know what backswing animation time is. Just the when he throws it. Primal split earth movement speed increased. Oh, that's a pretty big increase in movement speed. Split storm attack damage increased. Split storm mana capacity increased. I don't. Did he ever run out of mana on the storm spirit? Bruce Bling? Split thing. Backswing animation reduced. Okay. Is that with that? No. Oh well. Level 10 talent increase. Drunken. Okay. So all in all, pretty big buff for Brewmaster as well. Broodmother. Agility gain increase from 2.8 to 3.2. Slow increase. Wait, why are they doing this? Oh, they did reduce the magic resistance, but they increased its health. They gave him the bite slow increased and agility increased. Why are they buffing Broodmother? What is this? Why you do this? No. Retaliate no longer has an active component again that provides attack damage. Retaliate now also returns 35% of your strength as damage, so it's going back to the old Centaur build. Retaliate base damage reduced from... Okay, because of course you deal more thanks to your strength. Retaliate now does half damage to towers instead of full. I do like that one though. Double edge cooldown reduced from 5 to 4. That's a lot of... he's just a straight up strength stack. Right now, Hoof Stomp cooldown reduced. Wait, what? That's a massive buff to Hoof Stomp at lower levels. I assume the damage, the stun duration is gonna get reduced. Damage increased. Wait, what? Stun duration reduced. Okay, it's a not that bad of a stun duration reduction. That is such a big buff for the Centaur at lower levels. I mean, the stun duration is not as long, but like the rest. From 22 seconds to 15 seconds. That's definitely a big plus. I love 15 talent changed from base damage to 40. From retaliate damage to plus 50. Okay. Slash care. Chaos Knight next. We're at the C. This is a long patch. Chaos Strike now has a 30% chance to proc instead of using a cooldown. Oh, so it's back to... They're reversing like every single hero. Phantasm cooldown reduced to 75. Illusion count reduced. Okay, so they're back to the 1, 2, 3. Outgoing damage increased to 100%. Illusions no longer have an extra 25% magic resistance. Phantasm mana cost reduced. So it's literally back to old Phantasm. Though the cooldown reduction is pretty big. only 75 seconds, because otherwise no one ever went CK anyway, because it took too long to, you know, you couldn't do anything. Level 15 talent increased from 12% cooldown reduction to 14%. Level 25 max chaos bolt duration to plus 1 second min max. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that you at least get the, I don't know what the stun is, but it would be, for instance, starting at 3 seconds and max 5 or something, instead of between like 2 and 5.5. Chaos strike cooldown reduction has been taken rid of, and they got the chaos strike chance. That makes sense because they made it a percentage based proc thingy. So attack speed CK builds are more a thing again, I guess. Echo Saber, for instance, comes to mind. Let's see, Clinks. Attack point improved. I hated the attack point from Clinks. Intelligence increasing, arrows damage increased. The mana cost has also been increased, but they did buff it all around. Strafe is a basic ability again. What the fuck are they all doing? Is a basic ability again, grants attack speed and 100% evasion against ranged attackers. Lasts 3 to 6 seconds. Cooldown 34, 30 to, okay, so they got rid of these. Wait, Skeletal Walker is still there. Provides invisibility. Wait, he has, wait, I'm missing something. 5 spells? Skeleton Walk now provides invisibility and movement speed. Does not end invisibility when casting his spells. I like that one. I like that one a lot, that he doesn't get out of invis when he uses his other spells. Is now a scepter ability. Summons 5 skeletons in a 1300 line. Skeletons have 1000 health but die in 2 hits and deal 30% of your damage. So the ulti is now the Ags, and Death Pact has been reworked and is now his ultimate. Consumes a target friendly or enemy creep, gaining a percentage of its hit points as max health and damage. Gains 14% of the target's current health as damage and gain 100% as health. So it's literally back to the old Clinks. They're reworking all the old heroes back to what they originally were. Okay, so let's see. Skeleton Walk exit summons a burning army skeleton. What? Level 10 talent? The searing arrow damage increased from 12 to 25? Kills reset death pack cooldown. Oh, that one was in the past. Well, yeah, that one makes a little bit sense. 50. Okay. I like Clinks, I think, but I don't think you can play it as a support anymore, because, well, maybe you could. Now you probably still can play it as support. That one thingy is interesting to me, really interesting to me. I'm really wondering how that's gonna work. I think I'm definitely gonna see a little bit more Clinks again. Rocket flare vision reduced, though. +1 cog hits to kill. It already is a pain. Oh no, they got rid of the permanent damage from Death Pact. It's just if he eats a creep, he gets 14% of the creep's HP as bonus damage. So, which means if you have Helm of the Dominator creep against you, you get a big buff. Crystal Maiden, movement speed increased from 275 to 280. Base intelligence increased by 2. Base damage unchanged. Freezing field radius reduced. Freezing field scepter delay reduced. Yay, she can finally get an axe. Yeah, she still can't get an axe. Crystal Nova cooldown, magic resistance R. Ah! Why'd they nerf my baby? Darkseer, agility increased. 6 more agility increase. Base armor reduced by 1, but of course that's because of the agility increase. Vacuum mana cost reduced. Vacuum damage increased. Oh, it actually does 100 damage at level 1 now. Cooldown refined. Why the specifics here? Does it have a talent that reduces? I'll check out what the talent's doing in a sec. Wall of Replica now. Slow duration increased to 1 second. So they run out of it a little bit slower. Got rid of the evasion. Went for the Ion Shell radius. Talent changed from 100 Ion Shell radius to Ion Shell provides 400 max health. Does not heal. Maintains health percentage. Those talent changes are pretty big. This is a massive buff to Darkseer. Ion Shell radius is pretty massive. Ion Shell 400 max HP increase, which doesn't count as a heal. So for instance, if you get Ice Blasted by Ancient Apparition and you get the Ion Shell on you, it doesn't count as a heal, so you get 400 on top, so you won't shatter. Pretty good. If it works like it says that it works. Because it's not a heal, it would be added. So it would be absolutely fucking amazeballs. Right? Yes. Hopefully. That means if you have, for instance, a Morphling on your team, you get to level 15, you just hit it every single time you see the Morphling drop low, 400 HP for you, bro. Yeah, this one, I think Darkseer is gonna be, I mean, maybe Universe will come back from retirement. Curse Crown radius increased. Terrorize Jack's return speed increased. And Curse Crown stun duration. Okay. 15 talent movement speed to Shadow Dome cooldown. Okay, so slight buffs to the Dark Willow. Let's see. Dazzle, mana regen increased, Shadow Wave heal damage to 30, bad juju. Okay, so barely anything. I'm at the D. Crypt Swarm cast point reduced from 0.4 to 0.2. Not really that interesting. Small changes here and there. Kinetic field, their radius increased. Glimpse bug with not counting the position of dead heroes as in the fountain has been fixed. With not counting the position of dead heroes as in... I have no idea what that even means. Kinetic field cooldown reduction to static storm duration. Static storm duration increase at level 50. Cast range is 2 bay. Doom. Base armor increased by 1. Best buff in the game. Attack range increased? Wait, what? 25 attack range. That's only 50 below Monkey King. Devour Gold increased at lower levels. 50 to start off with. Added 50 for every level. Devour regeneration reduced. I mean, it got nerfed 20 million times anyway. Oh. I did not know about that glimpse back dead hero bug thingy, whatever it was. Oh well. Scorched Earth backswing animation time reduced. Okay. Level 10 talent increased. Doom duration at level 10? A 50 talent from Doom duration to 30 Scorched Earth damage. Okay, so a little swapperoo. 120 gold though is pretty nice. From Devour. Draw range of base damage. I mean, these just this one is pretty big already on its own, and to start off the you start off the laning stage with an extra 50 gold. That's sublime. Base damage spread reduced. So they want to take a little bit more RNG out of the game, except for CK. They want to add more for him, but less at the same time. Well. Movement speed increased. Base armor increased by 1. Best hero in the game. And talents. Wait, multi-shot cooldown reduction at level 15. They probably still will go for the 50%, 5 all stats most of the time. Base strength increased. Rolling boulder collision radius increased. So just the AoE where you can connect to someone. Magnetized damage rescaled to make it weaker at lower level but stronger at max level. Enchant Remnant now allows him to target himself and can kick yourself with Boulder Smash. Wait, with the Aghanim Scepter effect? That is so cool. So with the Aghanim Scepter now, you can turn yourself into a remnant and then boulder smash yourself away, and then afterwards rolling boulder out of there. So that's another way, like you're surrounded by like enemies on every angle. You can't rolling boulder because if you do, you'll hit onto them and you're stuck. Like you stun them and then you immediately jump on the other side of them. But with the Enchant Remnant, now you can just remnant yourself. I mean, of course you need to buy the axe first, but you can remnant yourself, boulder smash yourself forward, and then when no one's around you, you can just rolling boulder out of there. That is freaking amazing. That is absolutely, that one's beautiful. That one's definitely beautiful. That one, I'm expecting more Earth Spirit after that change. Fissure duration reduced. It was stupidly long. Enchant Totem backswing animation reduced. And yeah, okay. Good. Shakers, nerf him. Base strength increased by 2. Fixed Echo Stomp playing the full channel animation if it was cancelled during the cast point. Echo Stomp playing the full channel animation. Wait, what? You mean that it doesn't get cancelled then? Like, or does the spell still get cancelled? Like, can you pump fake it? Astral Spirit return speed increased. Astral Spirit no longer refreshes the current buff when a new spirit's cast and returns before. Okay, so you just get the new buff, I guess. Level 20 talent, level 20 talent changed from 55 attack speed to 100% cleave. Yeah, boy, you're gonna have some right-click Elder Titan games, baby. Let's go. Bro, yeah, attack speed at level 10 added. Level 20, 100% cleave. That's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. That's pretty sick. That's pretty... Yeah, right-click Elder Titan. Let's go. Hey, sup Farteezy. Yeah, just doing a little bit of the patch notes review. We're at the E for Ember Spirit right now. We still have a lot to go, and I still have to set everything up for the stream tomorrow. Any change to Willow? Yes, a couple of buffs. I'll post this on YouTube right after this, so don't you worry. Flame Guard damage per second reduced. That's all for Ember Spirit, really? Okay. Slight nerf. Intelligence gain increased, turn rate improved. Yay, Scepter now also provides plus 100. Yes. Yes, because there was literally no incentive for me to ever buy that Aghanim Scepter. Late's Attendance Wisp heal interval changed from 1 second to every 0. So you're gonna heal like the same amount, but okay. It's not like instant bursts every single time, but now it's literally just more stagnant, which makes it even harder to kill her. Level 10 talent increased. So, good. Good. I like Enchantress. I love the hero. Enigma, Malphus damage rescaled to make it stronger at early levels and slightly weaker at max level. Yeah. Stat magic resistance to midnight pulse duration. Really, you'd go for... yeah, you'd probably go for the Eidolon health, I guess. Alpha stun duration buff, and at level 25 6 demonic conversion Eidolons. Yeah, I'd probably just go for it. I didn't even know that he had a level 10 talent that gave him Eidolon attack range. That's how little Enigma I play these days. Time Walk Scepter AoE increased to Time Walk cast range. Okay, so they swapped those two pretty much around, the level 10 and level 15 talent. I mean, at level 15 getting Time Walk cast range actually makes sense because for instance, Anti-Mage has the cast range increase at level 15 as well for his blink. Grimsoak attack range increased slightly. Level 10 talents, now the 100 cast range. Inkswell movement speed at level 15. That's a pretty dope one. That is a very, very dope talent. That is an ultra dope talent. I like that talent. Stroke of Fate cast range to 800. Okay, that's a little bit too much. Base intelligence increased. Homing missile launch time reduced. Flat cannon cooldown reduced. Ooh, even bigger buff to flat cannon. Not really that big of a change. Just buffs all around for the gyrocopter. I mean, the homing missile is kind of interesting. So your timing's going to be completely off with what you're used to, pretty much. Huskar. Agility gain increased, base damage increased, inner fire knockback reduced, so that they pretty much stay in range so you can actually still right click them to death. Life break no longer deals damage to Roshan. Thank you, because that was dumb. Attack range increase at level 25. So slight buff, but you know, this Roshan is pretty nastily nerfed. Okay. Base damage increased by 2. Whoop whoop. Oh, you didn't know that? I definitely, yeah, there was something with if you stole it on a Rubick and you did it on Roshan, you could kill Roshan in like no time with life break, thanks to the spell amplification of his level 25 talent. Forge Spirit base attack time improved from 1.25 to 1.35. No longer has a mana requirement. Okay, so pretty big buff for the Forge Spirit. Invoker no longer triggers spell events like Magic Stick. Wait, it did? So if you invoked, you gave your enemy a Magic Stick charge. Really? That seems like it should have never been a possibility. Huh. Level 10 talent change from Chaos Meteor contact damage to Chaos Meteor damage. Plus 30% Chaos Meteor damage. Oh, that is probably a lot more. I don't know exactly how much Chaos Meteor does in damage. IO base movement speed increase from 280. So he's actually one of the more fast heroes right now because of that. Even though the hero doesn't really use his own movement speed, because if he tethers to someone, he gets the movement speed of the target that he tethers to. So it's like okay-ish. Guess you should only give charge if you cast it. Yeah, exactly. If you only actually cast a spell, it would make sense that you gave a charge, but not if you pressed invoke to get a different spell, because there's a 2-second cooldown on that. So you literally gave enemies like 7 seconds. Sorry. Huh. Why did I think 2? Is that with Ags? No, they used to be with Ags. I'm confused. Oh, sorry for all that sound. Oh, that's still with Ags? Okay. Jakira, dual breath mana cost reduced at lower levels slightly. Ice Path mana cost increased. Attack rate. Why? I still hate that 20 level 10 325 attack range increase. Like, why? Level 15 talent is probably okay. Cooldown reduction on Ice Path. I mean, Ice Path is one of the most stupidly annoying stuns in the game anyway. Omni Slash now provides plus 40 attack speed. Attack speed multiplier reduce. Okay, just to scale it out. But that means that the early game you do your Omni Slash is a lot stronger. If your movement speed increase, play for your DPS to 140. Illuminate channel duration reduced, total damage unchanged. Yes! I can play Coddle again. Will-O-Wisp Flicker no longer drops your orders between each cycle and no longer prevents orders from being queued during it. Orders? Oh, like your move, what you're gonna do, and no longer prevents orders from being queued during. Okay, I did not know that that was the case. I don't really do a lot of orders except if I'm microing, which I rarely ever do. Especially with Necrobook now being dead. Level 20 talent changed from 250 chakra magic mana to minus 4 second chakra magic cooldown. I might actually go for the Will-O-Wisp AoE every once in a while then. Well, chakra magic cooldown reduction's pretty nice. We'll see. Try to bring a cleave buff. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, Gunka still gets played plenty. I'm waiting for the moment that we see Queen of Pain getting nerfed to shit. Base strength increased by 1. Dual attack bonus increased from 10, 20. Okay, 10, 20, 30. Slight buffs. Unless he fucks up, then slight nerfs. Level 15 talent increased. Here we press the attack to 400. That's actually a pretty freaking massive one. And the low, yeah, you go for the AoE, press the attack every single time. You'd never go for the 30 dual damage bonus talent. That one's just garbo. Base damage increased by 3. Attack range reduced. Why are they nerfing Lash? Strength gain increased. What? Falls Nova Scepter. Lightning Storm improved. Why are they nerfing Lash? Who plays Lash? Lash had like a 40% win rate or something in Divine. Like 2 weeks ago. No one plays Lash. To split Earth radius. The Lightning Storm. What? I mean, split Earth radius might be pretty cool. Lightning Storm slow to Lightning Storm damage. So kind of nothing interesting, and just a straight up nerf. Challenge change. Frost Nova AoE damage. Screw Frost Nova with a passion. Oh, but they put the 100 cast range talent at level 10 now. Chain Frost 100 Chain Frost damage at level 15. Frost Blast cooldown reduction. Is the other one? Wait, they already had those talents. I don't really play Lich. They had 100 attack damage talents at level 15. 100 Chain Frost damage at level 20 and Frost Shield duration at level 20 as well. Minimum base damage increased on Life Sealer. And they straight up buffed him, his talents. Level 20 talent from 40 open wounds. Life Steal to minus 4 seconds open wounds cooldown. I would say they pretty much nicely buffed Life Stealer. Laguna Blade damage increased. And with the Ags? Doesn't. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it doesn't buff it in Ags. Duh. Dragon Slave. Backswing animation time reduced. And a slight buff to the level 20 talent. I forgot that Ags makes it pure and pierces BKB instead of. I was thinking of like I think Lions does it. buffs it, gives it a little bit more damage. Well, at least Quaps does. Base attack, which also makes it pure and pierce BKB. Base attack speed. I think it already. No, never mind. It still on Quap. It just straight up pierces BKB and is pure damage. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Base attack speed increased. Base armor increased by 1. Yay! Level 10 talent increased. Cast range to 15% mana drain slow. That is, I think that's going to be really, really, really annoying at low levels. The mana drain slow. I think that's going to be absolutely terribly annoying. Like dead. I'm gonna check in a sec what the slow is exactly. Cast range at level 15 has been increased. Finger of Death damage to Earth Spike cooldown. No, cast range 150 all day. And at level 20, 400 HP to Finger of Death damage per kill increase. Or the mana drain slow with the Finger of Death damage per kill increase. Don't tell me. Okay, I see one nerf on Lone Druid, strength reduction. No longer duplicate cast on either target that is unable to cast. There's no longer duplicate cast on either. Okay, so if you cast it on the bear, it doesn't cast on the Lone Druid if the Lone Druid can't cast it. That is a massive buff because it was so hard to lock down the Lone Druid. It's now base damage rather than bonus damage. Okay, so what implications does that have? If you have, for instance, a Vlad's, it gets buffed more because it's now base damage and not bonus damage. That's pretty nice. Backlash damage increased. What's backlash? I don't know what backlash is. Umber Entanglement Clause no longer has a special duration for creeps. I don't think Treasure 2 is live yet, but we do have the big boy patch finally out. The hero patch. True form armor bonus reduced. Good boys, good boys. Attack. Spirit Bear attack time reduction. Okay. So slight nerfs. I think the Lone Druid in general got pretty nicely nerfed. I mean, this is a decent buff. Like, it's a little bit of a mix. But I think it's mainly nerfed because Lone Druid was stupid to play up against. Base damage increased by 3. Reskilled. Make it weaker at lower levels and stronger at later. Lunar Blessing no longer increases armor. So pretty much nerfed. Moonglave's bounce count starts at 3? Okay, but they nerfed the damage at the lower levels. But that means you start off with already, like, one level of Moonglaves is already 3 bounces. That gives you so much faster farming potential than you otherwise would have. Because you normally go for the 3-0-1. And then when you're level 5, you go 3-1-1. And so that you at least have, when you get level 6, you get the Eclipse. But now you already start off with 3. You don't have to wait until you've got Moonglaves level 3 to get to the point where you want to be. That's massive. That's, I mean, Luminous got pretty big buff. By far too easy. Empower damage reskilled. Okay. So, buffed. You could also just say buffed. Shockwave slow increased. Skewer cooldown reduced. That's actually pretty big because he does it 2 times on himself, so it puts him at 64% bonus damage. Skewer cooldown reduced. Skewer radius increased. And let's see the talents. 15 attack speed to 20 damage. Shockwave damage. Okay. Okay. I think I like the attack speed more on the hero. But with the damage and the empower, yeah, you can do like big boy burst hits with an Echo Saber, for instance, right now. base intelligence increased. Arena of blood formation time improved. To all, like, now he can finally, because it's now that much shorter, you can actually arena and spear someone to the side of it instead of waiting for 3.5 million years until the wall is finally up. Because I've seen so many Marses. I did the same. I dropped the arena, spear someone to the side, and then you spear them out of the arena and you just start smacking yourself in the face. Level 10 talent. Okay, so Mars buffs, even though he got played pretty heavily in pro matches recently. Base strength increased. Base intelligence increased by a lot. Split shot primary arrow now has the same damage reduction as the secondary arrows. Split shot can now be toggled. Split shot extra arrow count increased from 3 to 4. But outgoing damage, okay. Split shot secondary arrows bonus range from 100% to 150. From 100, but okay. Wow. So, because they buffed the Luna in his split farm potential, they reworked Medusa a slight bit, but it's honestly a pretty massive buff. I mean, the extra arrows, you've got a massive split shot, just an extra arrow split shot added to Dusa. With the buffs to the strength and int. Damn. Cast point reduced. Snake cooldown reduced. Freaking massive Medusa buff. Moonlight Shadow movement speed reduced. Sacred Arrow cooldown increased. So they just straight up nerfed Mirana. Well, not completely. They reworked it a bit, but mainly nerfed. Monkey King base armor increased by 3. That's a lot of armor. Jingu Mastery damage reduced. Jingu Mastery hit tracker reduced. Duration reduced. Wow. I did not expect that. Wukong command attack interval improved. So it hits faster. Attack speed increased. Tree dance vision to 400. Jingu Master. Okay. A little bit of a rework for Monkey King. Movement speed increased. Ensnare cast points reduced. Along with Silent Scepter upgrade now also reduces cooldown by 20 seconds. It puts it at 60 seconds plus big ass heals. AoE. With the movement speed increase and ensnare cast point reduction, they might actually build it, make it so that this is a support again. Like you could play it as an offlaner or a 4 position, which I've played it as a 4 position in the past. You know, Song of the Siren into Meme Hammer, kind of Naga Siren. Could try it out again soon. Base armor reduced by 2. Nature's Call, Treant's Gold reduced. Oh. Gold experience bounty reduced by a lot, but for the rest of the hero itself they nerfed, which I'm happy they did because he was annoying. Necrophos, very slight buff. The void damage, that is pretty. 100 in the night movement speed though. The void damage is great with the Aghanim Scepter. We'll see. Nyx Assassin. Impale damage increased. Level 10 talent increased. Spell amp from 6 to 8%. Okay. Nothing special about it. Agility gain reduced from 1.9 to 1.5. Unrefined Fire Blast mana cost. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. Nerf to Ogre Magi, except for the Aghanim Scepter effect, which barely anyone ever buys because it's way too expensive for. Well, you could have a blast with it though. Get it? Blast. Never mind. Movement speed increased on Omni Knight. Purification cost range increased by a buttload. Degen Aura no longer reduces attack speed. Oh, Degen Aura radius did get increased, and with the movement speed increase, it's pretty nice to chase people down. Degen aura increase at level 20, or the banner regen into Heavenly Grace cooldown. Heavenly Grace cooldown level 25 to minus 60 seconds Guardian Angel cooldown. How long is Guardian Angel's cooldown in general? That might actually be pretty big. Oracle Purifying Flame cast point reduced. All of the cast points are being reduced. Purifying Flames cooldown. So buffs to Oracle. OD, where's the big boy buffs? Flux slow duration increased. Flux slow active duration increased. Okay, so for the slow part of it. Arcane Orb mana cost reduced at lower levels. Astral Imprisonment now has a cast AoE indicate that shows the damage area. Cast range increased at lower level by a pretty decent amount, and level 25 talent and spell life still to 20%. Okay, I actually hope that they got the you know, cleave arcane orb thing back, so that he had a better farm. I mean, it does buff his farm a little bit, but not the greatest. Base damage increased by 3. No! What are they doing? Oh. Blur Scepter cooldown reduced. 10-second only on Blur. If you have the Aghanim Scepter. Talent from 12 damage to -1 second stifling dagger cooldown, plus 25 cleave to Phantom Strike cast range at level 15. Another hard carry that gets a level 15 talent that increases the range of a spell, but 350 Phantom Strike cast range. Bruh. That's gonna be a pay. That's gonna be horrible to try and hunt down the PA. I mean, she gets 2. You get. No, that's Ricky that gets 2 Phantom Strike. But still, 350 range is a lot of extra range. PL attack damage spread reduced. Same average damage, but they just make it so it's more even, which makes a lot of sense. As you can see, there's a big disparity in his previous amount of damage that he could deal. Spirit Lance damage increased. Level 15 talent changed. Level 20. Juxtapose illusion damaged. Oh, so just make his illusion stronger, or Phantom Rush. Phantom Rush range most likely. 100 Spirit Lance cooldown reduction. Still kind of shitty level 15 talents. Fire Spirit's mana cost increased. They nerfed him in the early game. They buffed his egg in the early game, but nerfed it in the late game with how many hits you need to land. I like the fact that they buffed his egg in the early game, because 5 hits was a little bit too quick almost every single time. I don't know how long that water was there. Icarus dive slow to 18%. Okay, so a little bit of a rework, probably a little bit more of a nerf, especially in the late game. No, that's definitely not fresh water. Puck, level 25 talent, Dream Coil, Rapid Fire attack interval improved. Level 25 talent decreased. They really don't like people going for the other one. They want the physical damage Puck back. And I agree. Pudge, base health regen increased from 1 to 2. Strength gain reduced from 4 to 3.2. I mean, he gets a lot of strength gain from Flash Heap anyway. Meat Hook, cooldown reduced. Oh, that's 6 seconds cooldown reduction taken care of at lower levels. Ooh, Pudge back, yes. Rot slow increased. Okay. Light buff. In the lower levels, Flesh Heap strength gain increased back to the 1.5. Yeah, 0.5 added to every to every point of it. And raw damage. Okay, got it. Queen of Pain. Strength gain reduced from 2.3 to 2.2. Shadow Strike. Mana cost increased. Shadow Strike initial damage reduced. And Sonic Wave mana cost increased. AKA nerfed, nerfed, nerfed. Thank you very much, Gaben. Maybe I wanted a little bit more, but I'm happy that you nerfed her. At least you listened to everyone. See, Razor. Strength increased. Agility increased. Plasma Field cooldown reduced. Static Link no longer disarms you, nor does invisible attacks through the link, but instead allows you to attack while moving, similar to Wind Ranger. By default, it will automatically attack the target linked, but it allows you to attack a different target. That is what I'm talking about. That is the thing that we needed, because sometimes you just couldn't hit the target that you wanted to. For instance, they had the let's say the Ghost Scepter activated, or they were invulnerable by some other means, or they got Cold Embrace or whatever. You couldn't deal any physical damage to them. Then you want to find another target. But it makes a lot of sense that they add that change in, because, well, yeah, it made Razor so dependent on actually being able to right-click the person that he wants to right-click. Storm Surge no longer provides AoE movement speed. Storm Surge movement speed changed. So it's just only his own movement speed increase now. No longer has a passive component. Eye of the Storm damage per strike increased. Oh, so he doesn't do the AoE zap anymore. Do Eye of the Storm targets. Wait, so with the Aghanim Scepter you just literally go ham with the level 25 talent? That could be fun, because I think level 25 talent is something like doubles the attack speed of the like the spell, the Eye of the Storm or something. And then with the extra Eye of the Storm targets, you have 2 targets now that get like double the zap, so it's 2 times, 2 times, 4 times in that regard. Would you consider that 3 times? No, it's 4 times is deadly. Yep, that's a lot of AoE. That's taking down buildings very quickly. Rubick base attack speed increased. Attack damage spread reduced. Okay. Fade Bolt damage reduction changed from a fixed value for heroes and creeps to 10 to base damage percentage. That means it's actually gonna be nasty in the late game, but it isn't that terrible in the early game to deal with. Fade Bolt damage increased. That is terrible to deal with. Fade Bolt mana cost reduced. What are they doing? I need to play more Rubick. Level 10 talent changed from plus 50 damage to plus 50 base damage. Of course, same thing that I talked about with the Flads, where it is based off of the base damage that you do, that you get a buff on top of it. So base damage is always better than added damage. Fade Bolt hero attack damage to Fade Bolt steals hero damage. Steals hero damage? So if you Fade Bolt, for instance, the entire enemy team, you could steal like 300 auto attack damage as a Rubick. For instance, you hit like the entire enemy team with a Fade Bolt. You literally just... I'm gonna try that out in a demo after this, because that does seem a little bit actually. Rubick. This is something that I really need to see right now.
Rubick. Excellent idea.
Let's say
prepare for battle.
Axe in hand.
okay.
Indeed.
I will give them all hearts, I guess.
Forward.
Hearts. That also gives them some extra damage increase. Wait, I'll just let him buy and then give a heart to all of them.
To the enemy!
So you give a heart to him, 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 you give a heart to him.
Axe
Let's see.
run.
Rubick. Solid 121 damage, bonus damage gained. Attack damage increased by 18. Because he steals the damage from Fate Bolt. Now let's say you have a rapier. You have 2 rapiers. Let's just...
I see.
Okay, he only steals base damage. Okay, so that would mean you'd have to go heart times that. Okay, so it's only off of base damage. Which for heroes like select enemy hero, morph, enemy. It's Eye of Scotty. Level up enemy. Level enemy to max. Not that it matters. Oh, level up enemy. And then I gotta swap towards full agi. Just curious if this actually works. Let's see. You can steal so much from a morphling. I mean, it's a little niche, and it's not like 100 cast range, almost always better, but you could have a lot of fun with it. Like, they made it so that there are possibilities. Now I just need to figure out, okay, disconnect. I think it's based off of someone's base damage and not the added damage on top. If it was the added damage, you could steal like rapier damage and then right click them in their face with it. But still, Rubick, these changes, I love it, and I will probably play a little bit more Rubick. Caustic Finale has been reworked. Attacking an enemy now place a debuff that slows the enemy by 25% movement speed for 5 seconds. If the target dies during the 5-second debuff, an explosion deals of the target's max health? 130 plus 22% of the target's max health in and wait, that does seem a little bit broken. That seems like he's got that Caustic Finale is now a passive Echo Slam. Sand King. Because if anyone dies in that 5 seconds duration,
Of course.
Prepare for battle.
let's say level to max.
As I thought. I'll take your tribute.
Okay, let's say
Feel death's sting. Sand slow my enemies.
wait, I'll just
There is no axe. At last.
oh wait, if I get the Ags and do Burrow. Ooh, let's go. Wait, I need to deal damage to them first and then burrow them. I mean, I get the gist of it. I just need to. Percentage-based damage is a lot, though. If you manage to get an Aghanim Scepter in a game as Sand King and you burrow multiple enemies and you have like a tank that is nearly, let's say the enemy has,
Shift like the sand.
let's give him no, I don't want to give him heart because that means he's gonna regen a little bit too much. I'll just give him some reavers. Let's say put him there.
Onward.
And then rapier. So all you have to do is kill the tank. Like right click the tank the second he's about to die and you wipe the enemy team that's anywhere in the near vicinity. That sounds like it's freaking gonna be a blast. I'm definitely gonna be queuing as a Sand King tomorrow and off lane and rushing the Aghanim Scepter because that sounds absolutely impossibly perfect. And it's okay, so let's see. Percent attack slow, no one damage per pulse. Okay, that's pretty nice. Epicenter pulses to Caustic Finale slow. I mean, Caustic Finale does sound like a pretty good thing right now. Level 20 talent, armor to Burrow Strike cooldown. Well, with the Aghanim Scepter, definitely Burrow Strike cooldown. Epicenter to health regen, eh. $40 health regen to 4 epicenter pulses. Okay, that could work. And some blind, slow and blind is pretty massive though, as well. Level 10 talent increased from. Okay, that's shit. Shadow Fiend. Base damage increased by 4. Necromancy max soul count. Scepter is 30. Wait, damage per soul. Change, okay. So okay, wait, I gotta do quick maths on this one. Max soul count has been reduced significantly, but you now need a lot less souls to get to the same amount ish. So you don't have to farm up 36 souls, you only need 20. And you get 4 times 20 and compared to 2 times, so you still get even more damage than you otherwise would. No longer grants an extra amount for hero kills. Okay. Requiem of Souls now releases a wave per 1 soul instead of per 2 souls. I mean, that's just making it easier for Shadow Fiends, and I approve of this one. Damage per soul to +3. I mean, that does scale it a little bit more even. I mean, Shadow Fiend definitely needed this because, well, if you start off the lane like that, it doesn't really matter that much. Actually, your Necromancy at level 1 is just shit. And then level 2, it's shittier. But max level, it's easier to farm up to max points, max stacks. If you die, that's a big change. Base intelligence increased from 19 to 25. Base damage unchanged. Mass Serpent Ward's bounty spread reduced slightly. We were actually talking about this today, that it was like 32, 320 damage for all the Serpent Wards. Level 10 talent increased from Shackle's total damage to 140. Level 15 time Hex cooldown reduced to a little bit more, and the ether shock damage increase. Okay, so slight buffs to the Shadow Shaman. Nice. Let's see, what does Silence have? Arcane Curse damage increased. Global Silence cooldown reduced. Arcane Curse damage increase. Arcane Curse. Okay, so nothing super interesting. Cooldown reduction at level 25 is pretty interesting though. Especially with Global Silence being reduced already at an extra 30 seconds, you're looking at 70 seconds, every 70 seconds Global Silence. Skywrath Mage, nothing really changed. Corrosive Haze armor reduction increased. Okay, to Corrosive Haze armor, so 24 armor reduction, level 25 talent increased from minus. Okay, so honestly, nothing that interesting. Base attack speed reduced. Who will even play Slark currently? Scatter Blast now also slows attack speed by a... Oh, for only the slow duration, which is 1 second. Okay, I was already like afraid that this would be like a 5-second debuff or some shizzle. No longer reduces enemy attack speed. The Shredder now reduces armor by 1 per attack for 4 seconds. The Shredder damage reduced. Honestly, I kind of hate this. I mean, you could reduce someone's armor for 4 seconds by 6, which is pretty nice. But the attack speed reduction was like, well, you didn't really use it at low level anyway. Ah, well. Who cares? No one plays this hero anyway. So 25 talent change from Scatter Blast applies 2.5 second disarm to Little Shredder multi-shot. You know where I've seen that one? That same thing is in the battle, what's it called? Aghanim's Labyrinth thing. You actually have multi-shot on Little Shredder there. Shrapnel damage reduced. Assassinate Scepter stun duration reduced again. Now it's only 1 second if you have the Ags at, you know, but yeah, they really don't like sniper supports anymore. Or they never really liked them. Base health regen reduced. Shadow Stab can now target spell immune units, okay, but you need the Ags for that, so yeah. Haunt illusions no longer have a fixed 400 movement speed. Haunt illusions no longer have a 1 second delay on acting. Oh, so the moment that you haunt, they start hitting the enemy. Okay. Desolate damage increased. Desolate search area reduced. Desolate no longer reduces vision. So search area reduced. No longer reduces. Okay. Okay, that makes me happy because Spectre Haunt was a pain. Like you didn't see anyone anywhere around you. Edge of Darkness cast point reduced. Level 15 talents increased. Slight buffs to Spirit Breaker, but still not really viable. Agility gain increased. Ball Lightning travel cost per 100 units reduced by a pretty nice margin. Sven. Okay, so here's the big change. Sven, the most useless core out there. Let's see what they added to fix it, to fix how weak he was. Base movement speed increased from 315 to 325. Okay, slight movement speed increase. Stormhammer Dispel talent is now able to target cyclone units and dispel it off. With cyclone, so they mean if someone's Yulesed up, you can Stormhammer them to get rid of the Yule's effect. I think that's what they mean. That does sound like it could be really useful, and you might actually have a use for that talent. Finally. Warcry no longer provides bonus damage. Warcry movement speed is now provided for allies as well, so they went back with the old Warcry. Speed bonus reduced. Warcry mana cost reduced. So they went back with the old Warcry, where it buffs your all your allies, gives them armor and oh no, only the movement speed. You still get the bonus armor, but your allies get the movement speed as well. Great cleave distance increased, so bigger cleave. God strength no longer provides strength. How does God strength no longer provide strength? Well, they did buff the damage increase. God strength duration increased from 25 to 40 seconds, so you can use it a lot longer. Okay. 70-second cooldown, downtime. 25 talents, God strength damage. Okay, so they just buffed God strength bonus damage, but they got rid of the strength part of it. I'm not, well, I mean, this one I like. Maybe you could play it more as a support, but I'm not sure yet. Meld, I still don't think it's that good. Meld armor reduction reduced, especially not with like Faces Void getting that extra leap added in, and PA getting that leap, you know, the increase in his Phantom Strike stuff. It just feels like the Sven is still falling behind, even though he did get a pretty big buff. Meld armor reduced, rescaled, so a lot more armor reduction at lower level meld. Meld cooldown increased. Okay, they also nerfed it at lower levels. Okay, that makes sense. Level 25 talent increase from refraction instances to +6, but you almost always still go for the melted bash. +6 is pretty nice, but at that point usually people have like dot stuff, so you lose your refraction charge in seconds anyway. Well, faster. Number 4, morphs no longer reduces your movement speed. Wait, it did? I did not even know that it reduced your movement speed. That might have explained something. Movement speed reduction on talents. That's why they could always run away from the Terror Blade. I was always wondering why everyone was so much faster than TB. I thought he was just really slow of hero. Base strength increased by 2. Kraken shell damage block increased. Talent. Level 20 talent increased from 24 Kraken shell damage block to 30. So they just make him tankier. Yep. That's pretty much it. Base strength increased by 1. Base mana regen increase. Talent reduced mana regen because of course they added it to his base. So you just don't, well, you still go for the talent anyway, because you need mana regen on Timbersaw all day. Level 15 talent increased from +6 reactive armor stacks to +8. Okay. Slight buff to Timbersaw, but not like game changing. Tiny base health regen increased from 0 to 1. Toss duration increased. So the toss duration, so the flying has been increased. Avalanche initial projectile no longer takes a fixed 0.5 seconds to arrive at the destination, but instead has a 1200 projectile speed. Oh, so okay. Yeah, got it. I don't know if that's faster or not, but I'll have to see it for myself. No longer slows Tiny by 30 movement speed. Tree Grab now has a 5-hit charge limit, so it's back to old Tiny. Tree Grab unit bonus damage rescaled to 25%. Tree Grab building damage increased by a lot. Splash damage increased by, well, a reasonable amount, but not the most amount ever. Bonus damage rescaled, aka lower at the early levels, higher at the max. But yeah, it's back to old Tiny where he has to pick up a tree every once in a while. Leech Seed is now an enemy target spell again. Deals 64 damage per pulse and heals allies within 650 range for the same amount. Lasts 5 seconds with a pulse per second. Slows the target enemy for 26%. Cooldown 12 seconds. Mana cost 140. Cast range 400. Got it. Now it's 3 charges with a 40-second replenish time. I actually love going for the Aghanim Scepter on a Trained Protector. And now that when you get Aghanim Scepter, you can place 3 of those things at the side, like one after the other. Me gusta. Level 15 talent changed from Fervor stacks to Fervor attack speed. Oh. That actually makes it a lot better because you never really go to the max Fervor stacks anyway. Probably still going for Whirling Axe. I could see a change. Whirling Axe damage to 90. Yeah, you're probably gonna go Whirling Axe damage. Base armor increased by 1 on Tusk. Snowball damage per ally increased by a pretty big margin at max level. Can spend talent dispel Aeon Disc. Yes. Yes. But Aeon Disc needs to proc first, then you throw it on him, and then it gets rid of the Aeon Disc buff. Because the Aeon Disc buff is like status resistance 80% or something. I don't remember exactly. Well, 50% status resistance and immunity to damage or something. I don't even. Yeah. And a dispel. Something along those lines. A cooldown reduction increased. Oh, we're almost at the end. Attack range increased from 150 to 175 on Undalord. Atrophy aura no longer provides permanent bonus damage. Creep death damage rescaled to make it higher at high max level. Atrophy aura damage duration increased. That's a pretty nice change. Firestorm cast point reduced. Firestorm's AoE increased. Firestorm debuff no longer ignores ancients, still ignores Roshan. And because it's percentage based, you can actually take ancients pretty nicely with the Firestorm. Cooldown reduced on Pit of Malice, especially at the lower levels. Let's see. 12% magic resistance, 5 armor, level 15 talents, Firestorm cooldown reduction, or Pit of Malice AoE. Some slight changes to Underlord. I'm gonna miss this one, the permanent bonus damage, even though it didn't really make sense on Underlord, but it's still fun. Flesh Golem debuff no longer deals damage per second, nor increases damage zombies do. Flesh Golem debuff now also increases all damage the target takes. Target? The one that you're hitting, I assume, is the target that he's talking about. Which could mean it's a massive buff if you want to burst someone down. Earthshock slow reduced. Earthshock cooldown increased. Enrage cooldown increased. Also enrage duration to Earthshock cooldown reduction. So pretty massive nerf to Ursa with Terror Vision area increased. Yes, because today I had a weird ass bug with Vengeful Spirit Wave of Terror where I couldn't counter ward it, like in the dire jungle somewhere. Vengeance Aura attribute to 100. Vengeance Aura attack range at level 20. That's like 225 bonus attack range from just being a Vengeful Spirit added to your team. Magic Missile damage increase. Okay. Vengeful Spirit is so good. Base movement speed increase. Poison Sting damage increased. Poison Sting no longer reduces HP regen, so it's not like a Morphlin counter anymore. Plague Ward's health increased. At level 120, that's definitely a big plus because 75 you literally couldn't use it in the lane at all. Scepter cooldown reduced. Okay. Level 10 talent increased from 12 seconds. Plague Ward duration to plus 15. And well, that's not really that interesting on the Venomancer, to be fair. Kind of like mediocre. Viper base damage increased by 2. Intelligence increased by 15 plus 1.8 to. Okay, not the biggest changes, but slightly buffed. Attack projectile speed increased. Soul Assumption mana cost reduced. Okay, buffs to the Visage. We did see it a while back, like a lot, but they kind of dwindled it down a little bit. Resonant Pulse Scepter charge replenish time increased from 16 to 18, which is a pretty big wait. It's not pretty big, it's just a nerf. So they changed it from 16, which it normally is, to 18 if you get the Aghanim Scepter. Okay. Not really sure how I feel about that. Oh well. Shadow Word cast range increased. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, I like playing Warlock, so I'm okay-ish stoked. Shikuchi increased. at max level, so he's gonna be faster, more annoying little bug. Time-lapse scepter cooldown increased. Time-lapse scepter cast range reduced. Nerfed completely, pretty heavily as well, so you can't really use it that well as a support anymore. Talent level 10 talent changed from +6 agi to +15 damage. I mean, +15 talents from mana break to 20. Okay. Focus fire now pauses firing if you issue the stop or halt commands. If you right click on the target, it will resume again. Got it. Windscare's cooldown increased. For instance, if someone has a blade mill, you say stop, and then he doesn't kill himself, which is like crucial because everyone's using a blade mill these days, or centaur. Winter Wyvern curse cooldown increased. No, they nerfed Winter Wyvern. Fuck you. Maldic tick to Maldic burst damage. Or Death Ward attack range. I mean, I like the Agnum Scepter on him because I'm a greedy ass position 5 player, so I'll just do whatever the hell I want. Last 2 heroes. Base attack damage increased by 3. Vampiric Aura no longer provides attack damage or self bonus mechanics. Vampiric Aura lifesteal increased. And Vampiric now has half effect on ranged heroes. Mortal Strike Skeleton attack damage increased. So slight buffs and changes to the Wraith King. He got more base attack damage increased because they got rid of the bonus attack damage from the Vampiric Aura, which, you know, makes sense. And now Zeus, last but not least. Movement speed increased from 300 to 310. Fast as fuck boy. Arc lightning damage increased by 5 all around, it seems. Yep. Lightning bolt mana cost increased. Okay. By a lot in the early game. 190 to 125. That means kind of the support Zeus is hard to play. Thunder God's Wrath damage increased. Thunder God's Wrath cooldown increased. You can't, yeah, no, they kind of really nerfed Zeus support with these changes, because you don't want to level Arc Lightning as a support because you're going to automatically push the lane. You don't want to level Lightning Bolt because it costs way too much mana right now. And Thunder God's Wrath is not really a supportive tool anymore to scout the enemies because it's a 120-second cooldown. Nimbus cooldown increased also. And level 10 talent reduced with, Zeus position 4 should not be played ever again. Don't touch it. Thank you. And with that, we have done our little patch note review. I hope you guys liked it. For me, it is. Hey, I've got an unclaimed reward. Cool. For me, it is a little bit on the massively, ridiculously late side. So I'm a head off into bedtime because it is bedtime. I got a cast CSGO tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed this brief patch notes review. I will be back tomorrow for some CSGO casting, and have a wonderful night, everyone. See ya.